what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love.
Hello there, welcome to the Flashing Bloke podcast. From Westwood to Hollywood, there's one thing that's understood, and that's you can't buy time, but you can sell your soul, and the closest thing to heaven is to rock and roll. Let's meet the co-host. It's Brian.
Hi.
Hello.
How's it going?
Curious lack of co-hosts.
Yeah, well, life happens.
I'm going to complain to somebody about that. This
whole
whole life business.
It's summer. Life is happening. We can deal with it for a little while.
Okay, if you say so.
I mean, they've clearly got things going on in their lives that draw their attention away from this, and that's okay.
How can I not be the center of attention? This is a weird feeling.
Don't worry, you're the center of Doctor Who attention.
No, truly I'm not.
Reaver spins upon your mighty commands.
No. I am. Most of the kids don't even know who the hell I am. Dominic knows me because we bumped into each other at conventions. Aside from that,
well, that's their tough luck.
Yeah, well, there's a certain. I'm from a different generation of fandom. It's my fandom was what 90s A5 boom. Everyone writing for the book range, and just mostly not talking about Doctor Who. No,
you're
I'm not.
OG Doctor Who.
No, I'm not. That's just it. Because the first ones were what, late 60s, early 70s. Keith. Oh, was it Marsh? I don't know. He started up the Doctor Who fan club during the Pertwee era. Peter Capaldi actually wrote in to try and take over. I kid you not. And that's OG fandom. Then you've got the first of the Dwas lot. Then you've got the 80s lot, with the original A5 zine boom. Then you've got us, the 90s A5 idiots. And then the generation numbers dwindle a little bit. There are still new people, but not many. And then the show came back.
And now it has new generations.
Yeah, who utterly bewilder me. The amount of energy they've got, everything else. I'm looking at that and thinking, well, we like that.
Energy they got, the amount of talent they have.
Yeah, exactly.
Dominic,
my
God.
We didn't really have these tools.
Right.
And now most of us are too old to bother. But I mean, Gene Ritter, for example, excellent seamstress. It's Karen Dunn, great writer. And this,
I'm going to
access to
sound
so
very
much.
old here now.
Yeah,
those kids make me proud.
Those damn kids.
Now get off my fucking lawn.
Yeah, quite so. Anyway, happy lucky fucking escape for us day.
Oh, yes. We're very happy with our treason day.
Yeah. Like I say, I don't disagree with you getting independence. I'm absolutely fine with that. In fact, taxation without representation, that's a terrible thing. But did you have to do that to the T?
Look, Captain, it is I, Ensign Pulver, and I just threw your damn tea overboard.
That's wonderful, except I have no idea what that's from.
You have never seen Mr. Roberts, have you?
No.
Peter, Henry Fonda?
No.
Jack Gleason? Not Gleason. No. It makes me sick. It's a World War II movie.
Well, I can't watch it now then. Because it'll no doubt have the bomb going, and Trixie will...
No. They don't have the bombs.
They don't have the bombs?
They don't have
and
the
it's
bombs.
a World War II movie?
Yes.
Wow.
It's on a boat.
Hello, two viewers. Is one of them Sean? If so, where's your dad? Right. What are we doing? Oh, yeah. How's your week been?
Not bad. I got my shirt.
It's a very fine shirt, I must say. Gosh, where could you have possibly found that? Did you, by chance, go to Redbubble and look under TV
Yes,
Creep?
I did go to Redbubble and I did a search for unworthy of the diamond logo.
And it led you to TV Cream's shop. And
Yes.
there it is. Mine's back to front because Discord.
See, on mine, it's front. It's the right way around. Mine's back to front.
Yeah, but I'm broadcasting my Discord, what my Discord's showing, so...
And now on Twitch,
the mystery...
we've
Hello.
been invaded by Scotland.
It's only a matter of time.
Trust me, that's... No.
No?
No.
No, that's too much effort for us.
Yeah,
But you'll
that's
be fine.
exactly what I was thinking. Hello, dear. How are you?
Doing fine. How are you? It's a long time no see. Apologies
Yeah.
about last week.
No, you don't apologise for a thing.
No.
Brian
Life
explained
happens.
it to me carefully.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, life happens.
Now, if you can, explain it to me, that'd be fantastic.
I have to... Rita, hello, sweetheart. I have to say that I've forgotten what I was going to say.
You were going to tell me that Brian explained it to you, so life happens and stuff. or-
Yeah, and I was going to complain about life.
Yeah, it's you know what? Whoever then came up with the concept as it currently stands needs to have a rethink and how it can get sorted.
Was
Yeah.
coming down from a tree's a mistake? Should,
Yeah.
was leaving the water?
I was going to say
Problematic.
maybe staying in the water is amoeba. What was she doing?
If
Yeah,
our
that's fair.
ancient ancestors knew that politicians would come out of it, they would have
Yeah.
written off the thumb as a bad idea.
My cat's just used the litter tray.
Well then, you have a wonderful new smell in the house.
What a marvellous new smell you've discovered. What a shame we can't float out of here on it.
Quick, light a match, see if it burns.
Oh, what? Oh, what? What?
I believe she's referring to the new smell you've discovered,
Oh, yeah.
Princess.
Which reminds me. Eddie, how's your week been, love?
Had better weeks. It was I actually my diverticulitis flared up at the middle of the week as well, which was like icing on the cake. But I'm better now. I'm slowly but surely moving back onto solid food. Great stuff.
Okay, this is news I was completely unaware of until you mentioned it.
My diverticulitis flares up now and again.
I have no idea what that
Does
is.
ice
It doesn't
cream
sound good.
count as a food group for that?
Think about it. Your intestines has little growths in them that sometimes can get infected and flare up, and when they do, it creates intense stomach pain. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody, and if anybody knows a help support group, I'd love to join.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fascinating world of forensic science.
There's a famous wrestler called Brock Lesnar,
Yes.
who world champion in wrestling, does proper UFC. He was a world heavyweight champion in UFC. That's the only thing I've got in common with him is we suffer from the same stomach complaints. Yeah.
I'm smiling in the fact that I honestly don't know what to say to that. Frankly. I mean, it's a whole new thing on me that I've never heard of that before, but at the same time, I'm feeling sorry for you.
Oh, don't Google it. The pictures aren't pretty.
No. Stay off
Stop
of Google
it.
for this.
Stop it, Brian. Don't go there.
Don't go to
Don't
YouTube.
go-
Don't. Do not YouTube this.
Don't.
I'm innocent. I haven't mentioned that over
Can
several
I just say,
months
people,
now.
very natty t-shirts. I know,
Aren't
yeah,
they
it's
just?
a
We set the
trend,
trend, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because other people are wanting these shirts. Dr.
did the
Sinister
hat,
was wearing his
now.
yesterday.
Oh, so now I can join.
Yes.
I
You
normally
can,
save
sir.
it for when I actually say something stupid, but there you go. Yeah.
To be honest, you may as well just keep it on in that case.
We
I think I will.
are
Yeah.
trending now.
We're
Oh,
trending.
my wife says I should wear it all the time.
Yeah.
We're trending.
What?
trending.
What?
Well, we're trendsetters.
Oh,
Yeah.
as in fashion icons, sort of thing.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
not
it.
the Twitter trend because
I
we're
know
old.
other
and
people
we'll
want
never
one.
trend.
And I know other people want one of these T-shirts, and all I can think of is the guys at TV Cream will be looking at their sales sheet when it comes through and going, "Why is there suddenly a run on these particular T-shirts?" So,
Why are
this is
people
something they
buying
did
2,
years and
3 of
years ago.
these?
That's so. Anyway, one thing we do need to talk about.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Yeah. A certain found footage movie.
No, we don't. No,
I was young.
okay.
I was youth. I was going through university. I needed the money.
See,
The thing is, I can't remember the name of it. Something in the wood. No, it's not a cabin in the woods. Blair Witch.
fuck.
The Blair Witch Project. What did you?
It was a good movie.
It was a very good movie, wasn't it? It was
It
very
was.
well made, very
It was one of the
realistic.
first found footage movies that made commercial success.
Very realistic.
Very
Yes, very. And how
Yeah.
realistic was it?
It was exceedingly realistic that in some theaters people actually believed
No.
that it was a real movie with real found footage and that those actors were actually in trouble.
Let's ask Retta to confirm whether I got this right or wrong. But weren't you one of those people?
Me?
Yes, Paco.
I
Did you think the Blair Witch thing was real, Paco?
wished it was real. Much like I wish that aliens
What?
and Bigfoot were real.
Oh, aliens definitely are. It'd be arrogant of us to think
because
otherwise.
reality, the world has a tendency to sap all the magic from the world and just
Yes,
drown
I
you
will
in
agree with
reality
that.
and beat you over the head with the grayness of being.
Yep, with
And
you on
movies
that.
like that and believing in aliens, Atlantis, and Bigfoot tend to bring it back to what we want.
See,
Give
with
hope
me-
and wonder back to the world.
With me, it's whimsy. You know? And silliness and daydreaming.
And yes, that was a perfectly good non-answer. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, good for you, Brian, for speaking up, because I'll come out of the closet as well, right? I thought I believed in wrestling. It was real to me. I thought Hulk Hogan was a real American who would fight for the right of every man, that he said his prayers, took his vitamins, and that's all you needed to do to be a good person. Yeah, quite right. Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
What is this?
Oh, I'm getting a
Confessional
shout through the
Sunday.
door. I'm getting a shout through the door saying, no, Savage was better. Okay.
It's confessional
At least
Sunday,
he didn't say
apparently.
Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, nothing wrong with Ultimate Warrior. Ultimate Warrior was of his time.
Ultimate Warrior, yes, while of his time, turned out to be a loony.
It was a nut job. A right-wing
God,
fascist
yes.
nut job.
Where did I
Nobody could understand. This was a wrestler, Siobhan, that nobody could understand his promos. It was just absolute gibberish. And then as the years went on, he started to translate them and tell us what his beliefs were. Yeah, crazy man. Absolute crazy.
I think I've lost control of
He
a
wrote a
podcast.
comic book. Not for children.
We've skidded off
Not
the
for
road.
children
I'm
comic
terribly
book.
sorry
Oh
about
my
this.
God.
Welcome to the we believe in any old nonsense confessional podcast.
Yep. We'll go for everything.
Oh, dear me.
Do
If
believe
you
in
want to be
aliens, the
believed
theory
about
of
anything,
Atlantis and the Loch Ness Monster?
our brand new
Confessional
range
part
of...
3, right? My son's called Sean, right?
Yeah.
His middle name is Michael.
Okay.
Put 2 and 2 together, Brian. Sean.
Oh, he
Michael
is the Heartbreak Kid.
Got
HBK.
Yeah, another- Yep. Like my son, my son has a coincidence. Just coincidence. My wife liked the name Sean. The best man at our wedding was called Michael, so Shawn Michael.
It works. It works. It fits fine.
Yeah.
I do believe we've lost Siobhan.
Quite some way back, if I'm honest with you.
It's okay. We're talking American wrestling.
I gathered, yes.
I'm sorry, world wrestling.
Apparently. Yes.
because
I had to go
reasons.
with that, Siobhan, because the registrar wouldn't let me call him Kendo Nagasaki. Does that help a little bit?
Seriously,
And Rollerball Rocco
can
was
they
taken.
refuse names? I'm sure you didn't actually do that, but I wonder if they can refuse names.
That Kendo Nagasaki McKenna, it does have a ring to it.
It does. It does.
Yeah, it
it's a
does.
case of
It has
don't
a-
go near that one. He's the nutter.
And
Which
Yeah,
in
that was the one with
Glasgow,
the kendo stick, yeah.
in Glasgow, normally it would just be called Begbie, but
so would his name be shortened to Kenny?
Kenny, yeah.
Kenny.
Oh,
there
Kenny.
you go. Kenny.
You can,
good.
okay,
There we go.
or just Kendo for short. Just Kendo. That's all Kendo.
That's good. Right. Got my new car.
Oh,
Congratulations.
but can I just say, great seeing pictures of you out and about in it, and with you and Sinister. That was brilliant.
You look
There was
so
you
happy
with-
being out and about.
Trees, greenery, food, company.
It was
Brilliant.
a lovely.
Freedom.
I got the new car on Thursday. I went to Dr. Sinister's yesterday for bean pie and to play with his new kitten, and I took him and his son for a little drive down to the fleet services on the motorway. I'm trying to persuade him to buy an electric car next time he gets a car. You know, next time he
Okay.
I think my
upgrades.
next one will be too.
And we went in there, and they just had the worst chargers, didn't they? Really, really bad ones. I thought, well, this is good. But I mean, I didn't have to charge. I didn't need to. I was able to take him back home, and then I would have been able to drive home without any problem. But I stopped off at Cobham Services to do a proper charge. It's weird. It doesn't feel like it's my car. It's too new. It's trying to find the right buttons for things when you're driving. It's like a spaceship.
Does it feel weird having to wait for your car to load up like a computer?
Well, I just get in, press the start thing, and it's loaded. Ding 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 ding.
Wait till wait till you have to wait for the latest update.
I'm waiting
that's
for
going
the-
to be it.
Oh yeah.
I'm waiting for bonk and a blue screen.
Wait till
just
you
get-
hear the music, the Windows startup music.
That's when you start to cry.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, is it like the car that the Automan used to drive? An electric car.
Ooh, good call.
Right,
You're calling
gotta
it
get
Ernie,
some-
maybe you should have called it Cursor.
If
you'd got-
car,
if you'd have got here earlier, I would have asked you before we were live on air. Sinister suggested that me and him do a commentary for Genesis of the Daleks. You are welcome to join, but the original idea.
Oh no! I want to listen to that. I don't want to
yeah,
participate. in that.
I really need to be a fly on
yeah,
the
I
wall.
want to
there.
listen to that.
Like I said,
Because
there is a bit of a
obsessed.
Yeah, there is a bit of a challenge about can we possibly get every line before it's said. I don't think so. There's going to be little stuff, little sides and bits and that we're not going to miss. I suspect he's way better than I am. I really do.
Well, you're clearly going to have to bone up on the subject.
Fly away hair. Yes, we do. I do. Next week, our Doctor Who story will be Genesis of the Daleks.
Okay.
We haven't done it.
No, we haven't. It's one of the classics, and we haven't done it.
One of the classics, possibly the classic.
Yeah, Brian. Why have we not done classic episodes, Brian? Yeah.
We didn't have roleplay this weekend, so naturally we're
Oh
having.
well, now
the good
now all
stuff.
becomes clear.
Yeah. Next week we have roleplay, so we're back to the crap episodes.
Well, that's fine.
Mind what, it's not crap. Anyway, yep, so next week you'll have Genesis of the Daleks. I'll let him know we're doing that, because he might want to come on and talk about it. What else? Oh yeah, Blake 7. Now, next week's Blake 7, we're at the end of Series 2. Series B. We're going to be doing a Blake 7 audio as well. So the order to do them in is the TV episode, then the audio, because the audio runs directly on from the TV episode. Okay, if you do them the other way around, you're going to get confused. So, yeah.
So watch the TV episode like tonight after the show,
That's what I'm
Then we
gonna
can
do.
listen to the audio during the
Yeah, I'll
week.
do that too.
Yeah, it's called Warship, the audio,
Ooh.
which
Is this-
a little bit ominous, isn't it?
So the next episode we watch is
Star One.
Star One.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. The budget of imagination. Yeah, I know this is good. Good.
Right, lovely. Nice way of putting that. Right, so I'll tell you what. It's that time of the year. Where did I find it? There it is. And now, from the world's beauty television's Doctor Who, it's Doctor Who. Well. Anyway, a second Doctor Who. Possibly? This time round? We don't know. Yes, he's on the planet Dulcus. Incredibly well-named planet, that. That first syllable, dull. Anyway, things are blowing up because of things that happened in the Dominators the previous week. And, so it uses the TARDIS emergency unit to take him out of time and space. Obviously, he's got Jamie and Zoe with him. And the first episode is essentially the TARDIS occupants under attack by some mental force. And they sort of lose out on that one. And I'm going to mention it now because Brian is bound to mention it because he's a prevert. Zoe's bottom. There we go. All right, it's mentioned, Brian.
I wasn't going to mention that.
I wasn't going to mention that either, but Zoe on the TARDIS console, younger Eddie had a picture of Zoe and he's for Doctor Who magazine on his wall. I had a big crush on Zoe. She was one of my favourites.
Oh, bless.
Zoe is really cute and a very pretty girl. But I wasn't going to mention her bottom.
Except that this adventure didn't really happen, Brian. Okay? It's fictional. Remember? Real world,
Fictional.
real world, fiction.
I don't understand what you're saying, you failed alcoholic Jedi.
Okay, good. Oh, yes, it's The Mind Robber. The first part was written by Derek Sherwin because there's an episode suddenly go very, very wrong. And then the rest of it's written by Peter Ling, who created Crossroads. Which is nice.
Let's forgive him.
Oh, it's coming onto BritBox
I'd heard
this
that.
month. I can't wait.
Oh.
I'm going to watch it again. I'm not going to watch it all.
It was a staple. Twice a week, my nan would watch Coronations. Sorry, I'll tell you why I said that in a second. We'd watch Crossroads. And so, of course, I had to. The Coronation Street thing is if you're able to get ITV from over here, watch Coronation Street just this week. You don't have to keep watching it unless you want to. Toby Haydock is going to be in it, and he's with his real life partner Shay, who plays Izzy, I think, in the program.
Correct.
And they've done a special storyline around it. And so yeah, I got to watch Coronation Street. It's funny. I'm excited. I'm watching Crossroads, but a bit down about the fact it's Coronation Street. I think because Crossroads is probably from the 60s or 70s, whereas Coronation Street, of course, is right up to date. So weird that. But it's The Mind Robber. Yeah. There are different opinions about this one. Some people think that the land of fiction is a beautiful idea. It's wonderful. It's this is a great story. Other people think it's a bit on the cheap side and a bit cheesy. I don't know where I fall on that, if I'm honest with you. Yeah, I suppose I sort of like it. I can sit down and watch it, and I will laugh at the carcass. And who wants to go first? Good.
Oh, can I go first? Because I've got a question about it, right?
Okay.
The whole Jamie getting his face replaced.
Mm-hmm.
Have I got a recollection that this was something to do with Fraser Hines getting measles or chicken
Pox
pox
or something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
So if I remember that, that's probably because of it was yourself and Joe talking about it, probably in an old Flash and Blade, because there was no way I read that. So it was that was the first thing that came to my mind as soon as that happened. Oh, Fraser Hines, his face is getting replaced. That was because
I
he was
think
ill.
Hamish Wilson is
So-
his cousin or something. I
They
could
do
be
look
wrong.
similar.
I could be wrong.
I mean, there was, and I quite liked him. I thought he was. I thought it was like there wasn't.
He just
it didn't
he
jar.
dropped in perfectly. You know, there was no difference between him and Fraser because Hamish was just acting as Fraser would have done. So yeah, good job done. Hello, Chestnut.
This and the reason I liked it was because it was like a Grimm's fairy tale with Doctor Who thrown in there and a bit of sci-fi. It really worked for me. It was the whole thing around. They're stuck and they're caught in a lava flow, and have we encroached on your
My
OnlyFans
Instagram
again?
account. Oh, sorry, yes, my OnlyFans account.
You're just throwing up an ad for your OnlyFans again. It's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, sponsored by.
I'm not living that
No,
one down.
Sponsored by Cat's Bottoms.
Really dark.
I hate you
I
both
think
so
the
much.
robots. See that the robots and the sound effects for the robots. You watch that and you're thinking they used that modern Who for the Cybermen. It's like the kind of marching and that sound effect. It was kind of.
I don't like the
the-
marching sound effect for modern Cybermen.
I didn't mind it.
No.
I-
Cybermen are supposed to be silent. Certainly going back to the 60s, they're silent vampiric killers.
It's
get the
they're paying homage
vampire.
to the Mind Robber.
I don't think so.
Zoe's screaming was a bit jarring. It was like having to constantly turn that down because that was maybe because I wasn't feeling very well. It was just that jarred a little bit. But no, I don't understand why people don't like this. The whole premise that it's the writer that's been taken through and they're projecting all the stories on it and Gulliver's there, and I thought that was great. Why would that be cheap and cheesy? That's just good science fiction writing. The Carcass, years ahead of his time. Carcass.
Well,
yeah,
yes,
we're all
he's
buying
from,
those
from
muscle
the,
suits.
he's from the telepress. Can't remember what year though. I know we've gone
telepress?
past. I know the Owly telepress. I know we've
Was
gone
it 2020?
past. No, I think it's before then. I could be wrong.
Right.
But yeah, it's a case of, well, come on, we're in the future. Where's the Owly telepress then? I want to read about the adventures of the Carcass.
Oh, yeah, well. Is he a hero? Is he a villain? That was a bit
We
murky in
don't
terms of.
know.
So if that's the only criticism we've got, that's the only criticism. I think Zoe and Hines, Jamie have got a brilliant kind of a repertoire around this. My wife, as we're watching this, is giving me the education in terms of, the writer of Outlander. Oh, she's a big fan of Troughton's Doctor.
Yep.
So in Outlander, the key character's called Jamie Fraser. So it's the first name from Jamie
And
McCrimmon,
Fraser
Fraser Hines.
Fraser's appeared in the series.
Wait, yes.
So
Sorry, I just had to wait there because she's froze because my internet started to act up. But as long as I'm fine now,
this is
so
good.
that was
It's a
great.
proper
And
Sunday night. It
Yeah,
wouldn't
we're
be
back to normal.
Sunday without Wi-Fi.
sponsored by Virgin Media. But not that. So I really enjoyed this. I thought it was great. I get educated by my wife in terms of Outlander, and the fact that the main character in Outlander is a doctor as well was doctor. So big fan of Troughton's Doctor. Troughton's great in this. It's a battle of wills, battle of minds, and the villain's not necessarily a villain. It's just somebody that's kind of trapped, and I liked it. Is it the best Doctor Who story I've seen? Absolutely not, but definitely not the worst. And I sat and enjoyed it, and it took my mind off things. So, thumbs up.
Fair dues. Fair dues. Treasonous colonial? What do you have to say? Not that it matters.
Well, I love how they did replace Jamie in it. Just erasing his face and then having the doctor put it on wrong. And all of a sudden it's a new actor. brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant. I'm okay. I'm really okay with them being stuck in like a pocket dimension whose laws in reality bend to the imagination of the writer. It's a staple of science fiction. And really, that's what it's about. I mean, yes, reality can be consensual.
Criticize the Three Doctors. It's a similar premise that Omega's will in his mind, and it's basically forming this
even a
whole.
real world example. The 20th century did not end in the year 2000. It ended in 2001.
Yes.
Many people believe that the 20th century ended stroke of midnight, 1999. They're wrong, but
Yes.
they believe it anyway.
Yeah.
Reality by
Science again.
I know.
He's sort of espoused his theory, and he's given evidence to prove it. This is a little bit eyebrow for us, Brian.
I'm sorry, I'll tone it down. It was fine.
I think you'll find it was space magic.
Heretic.
Yeah.
Witch! She's a witch!
Right.
Burn the witch!
Ow. I've been bitten on my foot. Right. So, couple of little bits and pieces about it if you're interested.
Yeah, please.
There's a couple of new adventures as sequels to this. First one's Conundrum. Somebody else has got hold of the land of fiction.
Ooh.
And at first, you don't realise what the hell's going on because it's really bizarre. And then the Doctor takes over the narrative. And suddenly, what the? The rug's completely pulled out from underneath you. And then the follow-up to that was Head Games, which brought back Mel, explained why she left so suddenly, and basically featured Doctor Who, the 7th Doctor Who from TV comic, up against the Doctor. So, yeah, that was... Oh.
Did it explain that Mel went back to the
Steve
pool
Lines,
to
I
find
think.
Pax?
Sorry.
Did it explain that Mel went back to the pool to find Pax because of the thirst?
The thirst.
The thirst.
The thirst of what?
She was thirsting for Pax. We're going with that. It's hip newspeak.
Sorry.
They get it.
Again, we've gone this way.
People on the internet understand what I'm talking about.
No, I
The
understand
thirst
what
was
you're
real.
talking about. It's the fact I'm having this done back to me. I don't like it. This
This is what you get for getting a car.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, 2 very good books. Steve Lyons wrote them. Yes. There's rumours that it was created by the gods of Ragnarok, and Gallifrey eventually annexed the land of fiction. So it's had more of an impact than you'd think it would have had. Oh, dear God almighty, I'm looking at chat. Oh, dear. There was that time with Andre the Giant, and... I mean, obviously it was real, it wasn't acted out, seriously. And Hulk Hogan's like this, and then suddenly his arm starts to go up, shaking, and eventually it's yes, and the crowd roar, and...
It was run at Hulkamania, or Run Wild Forever, and it's WrestleMania 2, where he drew power from the Hulkamaniacs and body slammed the impossible. It was Andre the Giant.
Nobody
body
has
slam.
ever slammed a giant before.
Is this
No.
what I
Hogan
sound
did.
like, talking Doctor Who to people?
Yes.
Right, so, yes, did you enjoy The Mind Robber?
Yes,
course,
I
yeah.
thought it was a good yarn. I liked it.
I know we haven't gone into much depth with this, but when do we? Frankly, wait till you see the Doomwatch review.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Yes, next week Genesis of the Daleks, and Sinister and I will be doing a live reaction episode by episode to Genesis of the Daleks. It'll be one episode at a time. With luck, we'll manage to do all 6, or one of us might forget, or something. And we're looking at Genesis of the Daleks next week. Which, about bloody time, if I'm honest with you. My fault, sorry.
Can't wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
Might even take notes.
Careful now. Careful. Right, what's next? Oh, Big Finish. Now, Big Finish is going to be different. Your book!
Oh. He's got his year diary.
It's a notepad, so I might take notes. Let's
I'll
start
get
reading
mine
it.
out. Right, now, hang on. Yeah, now, we've got a thing here. Big Finish. We got inundated, didn't we, this week?
Yeah, they were very
Finish
prolific
decided,
this
let's
week.
see how many things we can make them watch. and
Yeah,
listen
we've
to.
had to start splitting things up and doing other things because some of the stuff's quite long. So,
Box of Delights.
yes, the Box of Delights is about 5 hours long.
No, if I want to listen to
So,
that,
because the boys work-
that serial was part of my childhood. I loved that program.
The boys, because they work, have just looked at the Torchwood story, the 5 people you killed in Middlesbrough. I've listened to that. I've also listened to Box of Delights. I'm in the middle of listening to Scourge of the Cybermen, which we won't be doing next week because we're doing Warship. I forgot about that. So there we go. I can possibly review it, even though I don't know the ending. So let's start off with, the Torchwood play. This features Yvonne Hartman. It's written by Yvonne Hartman as well.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And I believe that this is an alternate universe Yvonne Hartman that's ended up on our Earth. I could be wrong. This is from previous Torchwood outings, which I haven't heard.
Oh, I thought this predated the kind of cyber.
I thought it might have done myself as well. I could be wrong. I'll happily be wrong on that because it makes more sense to me. Anyway, a spaceship crash lands in Middlesbrough. Unfortunately, it's got some really bad engines. And Yvonne Hartman, head of Torchwood, is determined to make sure she saves everyone's life. And then she runs into modern day bureaucracy and politics.
Yeah.
And they are all there. The shifty minister who got rid of her defence plan and instead allocated the money to his own bypass. The opposition MP who could quite easily have brought down the government to give Yvonne Hartman a chance to go through. Nasty things happen to her. And then there's the fake news guy, the right-wing idiot. Yeah, he gets cancelled.
Oh, yeah.
This is very, very pertinent to the modern day. I don't know what it's like in America, but certainly in Britain, this was basically, that's Westminster today. It's
That was a
brilliant
reflection
story.
of America right there. Okay.
It's a brilliant story. It's a lot of fun. It's a bit gruesome in places. And the one thing you learn from it is do not get in Yvonne Hartman's way. She takes no prisoners. So, Brian, you go first.
Yeah. Okay. This was fun.
It was, wasn't it?
It was. I enjoyed so much seeing all these people get their comeuppance. From the minister guy that put maybe 60% of the money for the project that was supposed to save everyone into a highway, 40% of it went into his pockets. Yeah, he got dealt with hard.
We're not going to give away what happens. To
No.
these people.
He got dealt with.
Yeah.
He was dealt with
He was in Yvonne's way.
very well. The next lady, she had a problem with snails, as I recall. She had a meeting about snails.
Oh no. Her problem was basically, hang
What?
on, we can't enact this because it might upset a natural habitat
Yeah.
for snails. Now that's taking the piss out of Jeremy Corbyn, but it also takes the piss out of other Labour leaders as well. It's like this amalgam of leaders.
Yeah, she got dealt with harsh.
It was very, very.
It
harsh,
was
wasn't
very.
it?
I will do one spoiler.
Hmm?
She was going to fire you anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it tends to put a picture on people that like. Yeah, no. You can take her away. Take her away. And then the right wing media nut,
Yeah.
the most canceled man in Britain,
Ended up being
canceled.
very
permanent.
cancelled. Still alive. I'll give you that.
He's alive. He won't just,
Yeah.
kill someone when
Yeah.
it would probably be more expedient to do so.
Yeah.
But
Anyway, did you enjoy it?
yeah, it was fun. I liked it a lot. I love Yvonne Hartman. So
Fair enough. We'll have to see if we can find some more. Cool. Eddie, what did you think?
I'm listening to this, and the only thing I could think it was Brian. I was thinking, Brian, seeing stuff you put on Facebook and stuff like that, I thought he's going to love this. He's going to absolutely love this.
oh, it's fantastic.
Why can't the real world be more like an Yvonne Hartman story from Torchwood?
Why can't we have Torchwood in the real world?
How
to
many
take care
deaths
of-
were there in this thing? I mean,
Five.
the crashed spaceship is basically the metaphor for COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. And the whole thing around Torchwood had a plan for this, but through the allocation of funds, we'll leave it at that. The funds are lost, and it's the whole thing around there's money put aside against Cobra, and there was a pandemic fund and action group which was then removed in real life because we're
and
never
it was
going
the
to
same
use
in
it.
America because Obama's
Yeah.
administration came up with a pandemic plan, which Trump's lot just got rid of.
Yep.
The bit I enjoyed the most though was the kind of right wing shock jock Dan. I can't remember his name in this, but I'm trying to remember that it's the guy that
So
did
self-important.
talk radio. Yeah, and it was a case of with no empirical evidence whatsoever. It's the whole thing around. There's nothing to be concerned of. It's a government conspiracy. They're taking away freedoms. This is so good. I mean, it's why should we wear a mask? We shouldn't wear a mask. Oh, that's vaccine. It's a waste. Let's go out there. Let's open our pubs. Let's go out. Let's go drunk. Let's get drunk
So
again.
July the July the 19th, is it, or 21st? We open up. We've got a huge surge in cases, mostly because of the Delta variant, and they're basically going to say, well, the mask mandate's going to go. You can wear it if you want to. We'll rely on people's common sense. Have you met
Sorry.
people?
I'm okay. I'm better.
I'm sure it's no coincidence at all that the guy was called Dan, and then in the real world we've got Dan Wootton, who's on the new GB News channel, who's on talk radio when he was on at Drive Time, basically spouting the same nonsense in terms of we've got vaccine now, so why do we have to worry about the whole thing? It's that open our pubs, open our nightclubs, let's get things back to normal, let's get people back in the office.
The thing is, the more it spreads, the chances are higher of it mutating into a different variant that the vaccine won't cover. I went very serious.
No, but it's,
What about the guy that marched his whole family into the
into it? Yeah.
to prove a
Botanic
point?
field and they all died?
No, this is really, really clever writing.
It's James Goss, I think, is involved. I think it's actually James Goss. And damn, her name's gone out of my head. Who plays Yvonne Hartman? She's Auntie Val in Friday Night Dinner. She's wonderful, and I can't think of her name.
Oh,
I'm having serious memory problems. I've gone down
I'm
to 8
googling
grams.
it. I'm googling it because she deserves the full.
She does. She does very much.
She does.
Can I beat
come on.
Google? No,
who plays, come on, nearly there, Tracy Ann Oberman.
thank you. My brain was nowhere near that.
Yeah.
So, well, there we go. I'm losing it, boys and
It's
girls.
fantastic, and again, really, this is really, it's dark comedy,
Yeah, very.
pertinent, really well written, and depending on your political persuasion, you'll either love or hate this. I loved it. It was great.
It was fantastic.
Okay, so that's Torchwood, the 5 people you killed in Middlesbrough. That's freshly available off the Big Finish site. However, like I said, there's a lot more. The Box of Delights. Now, I had never seen the TV adaptation of Box of Delights, which I think was 85, 86. I was a teenager. I was working full time. No.
You're wearing the right shirt for this.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm determined to get one which just says worthy of, and then wear that to Hooverville.
You'll be the only one with the worthy.
Yeah.
That's a staple in my household at Christmas. It's
Never saw it.
classic.
I was busy working. It was just that bit too late for me. I'd left school. I was working, so it never got. I never got to see it. I think I saw episode 1, maybe once. I don't know. So I came to this audio adaptation completely fresh. Okay. The basic story. Well, the story is exactly the same. It's from the book from a long time ago. And Kay Harker is coming home from, I'm guessing, boarding school. Up to Seekings, he's home, where his guardian, Christina Louisa, is it? Is looking after them for Christmas. However, first he meets a couple of rather dodgy curates on the train carriage, and then he meets this old man, Cole Hawlings, and Barney Dog. And that's when things start to happen. And I don't want to give it away. I mean, you may be familiar with the Box of Delights TV show, but there's a lot more, and this audio adaptation shows it. I went straight from listening to this to watching the TV adaptation. It inspired me so much to do that. Now, I said this on Twitter, and I had a lovely reply from Barnaby Edwards, who's the director, and also I think he's written a bit of it as well. I genuinely think that, Big Finish has been going for 23 years. I genuinely think that it's all been leading up to this. This is their jewel in the crown. Forget Doctor Who stuff, forget Blake 7, Survivors, or anything else like that. This one adaptation of the Box of Delights, it's just remarkable. It's perfectly cast. I mean, you've got Derek Jacobi as Cole Hawlings. You've got Nick Pegg as Foxy-faced Charlie. And that's brilliant. And unfortunately, the app doesn't give you the full cast lists. So there's quite a few characters I can't pin names to. I'm guessing it's done by the same cast members, but I'm not sure. It's incredibly Christmassy. The child actors in it are bloody good. And I hate child actors. But I'm saying here and now, those are possibly the best I've ever heard. I cannot recommend this highly enough. I really can't. The Box of Delights audio adaptation. Mark Gatiss is also in it as the head bad guy, and he's having a whale of a time. Buy it. You won't regret this. Buy it. Listen to it at night when you're in bed. Just one episode at a time, preferably in December. It's get it. There you go. That's my review. As for Scourge of the Sidemen, it's a audiobook. It's read by John Culshaw. Now, if you remember, we were rather big on the Terror of the Master audiobook included in the limited edition of Masterful. This is a similar thing. It's John Culshaw narrating the Third Doctor story, but with Sarah on a sea base in space. And there's naughty things there. It's no surprise to say that there's Cybermen there. And we're talking the 70s, well, 60s Cybermen, as a hangover leading into, well, Tom's Revenge of the Cybermen lot. I haven't finished it, but I am enjoying it very much. So that's another thing. We haven't looked at the new Jago and Lightfoot box set, which also got released last week. So that's 4 things, count them. I think they're trying to kill us.
That's actually a terrible thing to say. Didn't one Jago or Lightfoot pass away recently? So how are they managing that?
These are audio stories, read by members of the cast in character.
Right. So it's not a full audio drama or anything like that.
I don't think so, no. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet. And I suspect that very possibly next week Dalek Universe 2 is coming out.
They are trying to kill us.
There's worse ways to go.
There are.
Yeah.
You see what we go through just for you lot? Just see.
We could have to listen to the Gunslingers over and over and over.
I do.
You see,
Every
this is
time
the
I
slight
close
problem.
my eyes.
Why, in all of sanity, am I taking Sinister to Derby when I should be taking Eddie to Derby and have that on the loop in the car?
Oh,
I know.
that's evil. Brilliant, but evil.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Going back to the Torchwood audio, the noise, that would be me. That would be my talk.
Sorry, folks, we're not going to give that away. It's a spoiler. It's a fun one, but it's a spoiler. So basically, Big Finish have knocked it out of the park completely
Yeah,
this week.
absolutely.
A great Torchwood story, the Box of Delights being the best thing they've ever released. And Scourge of the Cybermen, it stands up. It stands up.
I would never have listened to the Box of Delight because that TV show is part of my childhood, and it was like, it's Christmas. It's a Christmas. It's just part of Christmas. After hearing what you've said about it, though, I'm going to listen to that. I
Obviously,
need to
it's
listen
the
to
same
it.
story as the TV show, but they've got more time, so they're able to tell more of that story from the book. And it's got one hell of a cast. My God, it's got one hell of a cast. No, seriously, Barnaby, I know you don't watch this, but well done, love. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So, yeah, Big Finish, stop trying to kill us with good things. Right.
Stop publishing good things and trying to kill us all in one week. God, bring.
You see, Doomwatch are trying to do the right thing here.
Why the segue?
They're Doomwatch are looking at a pesticide because a load of animals have been killed in the same area somewhere. And Toby realises... Toby
Somerset.
Mama said, "Hello there, my dear." And Toby realises that it's his old tutor who's involved in this. Except the tutor is slowly being sidelined out of his job, and it was an hour of my life I'm not going to get back. This was dull as hell. Absolutely dull as hell. I mean, at least with the one with the cigarettes, yeah, and the advertising, you had the drama of, oh God, Pat's dead. This one, no, you don't even have that.
The one I missed last week actually was quite good.
Yes.
I quite liked last week's in terms of a bit of special effects, good story, and scientific explanation.
Which one was it?
It was the
Red
one
Sky.
where the...
Oh, the Red Sky, yes. We enjoyed that.
That was good.
But Train
I
D-Train,
watched getting involved in...
the big problem we've got. Brian and I have already spoken about this. Eddie, I'm pretty sure you're going to agree with us here. The big problem with Train D-Train is there isn't a fucking train in it. No trains.
Yes, I
Where's
was
the
going to
damn
ask about
train?
that, yes.
This is false advertising, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Carry on, Eddie,
Yeah.
please.
No, I was thinking, Jack, my youngest son, loves trains. And I thought, I'll watch this. This might be something that me and Jack can watch together.
You were showing
like you
too
said.
much.
Yeah, if there was a train in it, a story about a train, I'm thinking, are we getting Doomwatch kind of the precursor to the Snowpiercer? We're going to get some. No.
That would be good. This wasn't.
I'm sorry, hang on a second. I'm now trying to think. Oh, God, the Doomwatch version of Snowpiercer. Boggles the brain.
Ridge trying to bang everything on two legs. Ren trying to just reset the environment outside the train.
That's
Yeah.
Bradley basically just moaning and tapping a number on his computer.
And the secretary just walking around taking
And
notes.
Quist just standing there arguing with anyone who'll argue with him. Okay, Hollywood, get in touch. The idea's there.
This opened up, right, and the bit at the start with the young boy running through the field in the woods.
Yeah, it was
And then he
weird.
comes across the. I'm thinking, oh, this is good. This is opening up one of them public information films from the 1970s.
Yes.
I thought, oh, and it was terrible, but something hot. And then so we get 100 bags dead animals. We get it was like Star Wars: The Phantom Menace, and you'd expect it opens up to such promise, and then Phantom Menace ended up being a trade dispute film. This was a employment law.
Are you saying
And
John
how
Ridge
not-
is
Yes.
like Jar Jar Binks?
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
With a cravat.
Yeah,
Forgive me a moment.
I,
need to blow
I
my
agree
nose.
fully with Eddie. It was a bait and switch. We
Yeah.
get the whole, chemicals in the environment. This is bad. This is bad. No, it's a it's a TV show on ageism.
Yeah. Lose your car park, lose your phone, lose your office, de-skill you, detrain you, move you to a lower job. And the whole thing around the environmental impact of these chemicals if they get released, that was there, yeah.
Yeah,
It was there. Quite right.
it was
It's
there.
like Phantom Menace, yeah, we've got the origin story of Jar Jar Binks, but let's talk about the trade dispute. And keep talking about it. And talk about it for the next 2 hours.
Oh, we're going to blockade Naboo.
Okay.
Okay.
The next one, because we got to stop talking about that because it was crap. The next one is the 11th episode called The Battery People.
Now, does it have people? Is this the killer Duracell bunnies? Because if it's not, then we're on to another false advertising. So
I don't know. I can't remember
Oh dear.
because I am old and crap.
no trains, no no Duracell bunnies. Okay.
This fills me full of terror.
Dread. Dread's a good word because it impends on you.
Pending
It
doom.
looms on you. It's good. It's the cloud that's around you.
Or the TV is dark and full of terror.
Yes, indeed. But enough of Love Island. Right. So, yeah, sorry about that, but Doomwatch was just crap. Blake 7. You remember that, don't you? Yeah? Okay, then.
Back in the 70s.
So anyway, Blake is still on his look. He's on his bent to get hold of the new control center, which apparently is called Star One, and he got a clue at the end of the last one in Gambit, in which Eddie played a prominent role as Servalan's assistant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As I said, I was young. I was poor. I needed the money.
yeah.
Couldn't act
You
for
were
toffee.
very good, I thought.
Toffees. Oh, thank you.
That's
Thank you.
all right.
You're okay.
Now, did Severland, actually throw a party at the end of the episode, or?
We did, and they allowed me to cut off my curly perm. The perm was of its time, but they allowed me. It was at the aftergoing, but they allowed me to cut it off.
That was a mistake, I think.
That
Anyway,
was the last perm.
Right. Yeah. So they've landed on, due to this clue they got given, they've landed. They've gone down to a planet where they've been captured, of course, by hairy men.
Planet Viking.
Yeah.
Planet TV Viking. I'm sorry. Have to
The
note that.
saviour of this is that the Charl, who's the guy in charge of them all, is played by Bruce Purchase, the pirate captain.
Doctor Who, the
Pirate Planet.
yes, I
Mr.
thought
Fibuli!
so. Yeah.
By the seven hands
Funny
of the
ask.
Sky Demon.
I was going to ask because I thought if anybody would know the answer to that question, it would be Brian. So, but you beat him to it.
You got it.
Sorry, Brian, I didn't mean to step on your toes there, love.
No, that's fine. That's
No,
fine.
no, but ask him another, Eddie. Come on.
Oh, it's okay. It's cool.
This is going to be fun. No, no,
okay.
please. It's nice for me. I have I can rest a little bit. I can relax. Eddie, ask him another.
Do one question. What was that?
That was the only question.
Well, ask it to him again.
Would you like to know about
Let
Gareth
me
Thomas and the Children of the Stones? I could tell you about it.
That's not Doctor Who.
We will look at Children of the Stones at some stage if I can get past
Oh,
the wailing, the whaley music. It's the same with the Ice Warriors. Whaley soprano stuff, not the sort of soprano stuff I like. Anyway,
I actually got Reddit to watch that.
yes,
The scary
yes.
Mind Altering stuff that we watched as kids in the 70s is just watch it now.
I mean,
It's
we
like
mentioned
children's
it. I mean,
stuff.
forget just the children's television stuff, which, like I say, nowadays the compliance unit would be giving an absolute fit, going, "No, you can't show that." But we also had public information films regularly, every day on TV. Warning you not to do this, warning you not to do that. Don't play on farms, because the farm equipment will kill you. The Spirit of Dark and Lonely Water was probably the
one that-
scariest thing I ever knew.
I stayed in a council estate for 21 years called Castlemilk, and behind ours would be a spare bit of ground. It had a power station, a wee miniature power station in
You
the
didn't
back.
throw a frisbee around there, did you?
And not around that bloody thing. It had no chance. It was nobody
Oh.
threw frisbees there.
Yeah, basically children in the 70s were happily scared by the children's programs. That was good. That was cozy scared. It was safe to be scared. And then the scare of the real life dangers came. How are we alive? Actually, I look back at my life, I think to myself, Jesus Christ, how am I alive?
Probably because of those films. Because we're feared to do bloody anything. We took
Yeah.
no risk.
Yeah. But we were a tough generation.
Oh,
Up to a point
that
when
gives
we
me
could
an
be
idea
bothered.
of when we should watch
Oh, please do tell me.
Mazes and Monsters with Tom Hanks.
Okay, I
Never
don't
seen
know this,
that.
but you mentioned Tom Hanks, and I like Tom Hanks, so...
that based on a computer game or an Atari cartridge or something, isn't there?
No, it's on the dangers of Dungeons and Dragons. Only this one is called Mazes and Monsters.
He didn't do a film where he was warning about the...
Oh yeah.
Oh, someone was desperate.
Oh, I think we might be onto something, Brian.
Yeah.
They do the first LARP, and he goes mental.
Okay. I'll have to look
Yeah.
into that one.
Yeah, Mazes and Monsters. The height of the satanic panic.
Tom Hanks, shame on
For
you.
those who don't know, during the 80s, they had
Mm-hmm.
what's called the satanic panic regarding Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, it's going to lead your kids down the path of sin. They're going to try to summon demons. There was a whole little comic series done by Jack
It's
Chick,
almost
who has
as if they couldn't tell reality from fiction, Brian.
really.
Yeah. Just thought I'd point that
Wow.
out.
Well,
Dear me.
really, today's movies kind of blur the line a little bit. I know what you're saying.
Yes,
not-
yes,
no.
yes. Yeah,
No.
I wasn't going there anymore. I'd moved on.
Uh-huh.
I was
But-
waiting to hear more of what you were going to say.
Yeah, no, we should watch this. This would be hilarious.
Mazes and Monsters. I'll have a little look, see if we can find it somewhere.
YouTube.
Oh, cool. That's good. It's
I have
Night-
found
Knights
it
of
many
Bad
times
Arston.
there.
That's another good one. Except that doesn't.
We'll watch it.
It's actually, I think it's made by fans for fans, quite frankly. It's got Peter Dinklage in it. There was one on, was it Prime? Or Stars? Where everybody finds themselves in their computer game. This is a while back. They find themselves... They wake up in the computer game. And they've got the skills of their character. Though the wizard...
Jumanji.
No, the wizard just can't do magic, and it gets to the point where he's getting fatter and fatter and fatter because the magic is expanding within him because he hasn't found a way of releasing it, and in the end he explodes. It's really good, and I can't remember what it's called. They find their own alt characters, who obviously are them. It's a great program. I just can't remember what. I'm going to have to go look. I'm surprised Brian didn't recognise that.
We will find out shortly.
Anyway, Blake 7. Who's been? Who hasn't been?
I think it's me.
Both been.
It's your turn, is it?
I think it's my turn.
Go on, then.
So, Planet TV Viking is being ruled by large
Address
hairy
Studio
men.
1, BBC TV Centre.
Yes. Is being ruled by large hairy men who apparently have the hots for Jenna.
No, surely not. Hairy men having the hots for Jenna. Who'd have thought
I'm
it?
just saying it. Apparently the girl has a type.
Apparently, yes. Hussy.
Yeah.
Hussy.
Villa gets recruited as the king's
Fool.
fool, which, to be fair, entirely appropriate.
Yep.
There's
not the last
even
time you're
an
gonna see
evil
that.
witch.
There is an evil witch. Yes, a space witch.
Space witch in space that's on drugs a lot.
Oh, isn't she just? She's having a good old inhale. It's a bit like
Yeah.
Catholic priests. They're high as a kite most of the time. It's all the incense.
You think that's incense?
I know what I know.
So Blake's on his myopic quest to destroy Star One,
Yes.
and somebody on the planet has the key.
Yes.
It's a noble. Has to be one of the rulers there, right?
Of course it does. Yes.
So Blake makes friends with a prince who's trying to depose his brother, which is the king.
Yeah.
It's
That doesn't work out
very-
well, does it?
It doesn't work out well for anyone.
No.
It's very,
it was
very.
bad.
They're trying to be Shakespeare with it.
I
Meanwhile,
can see what
back
you're
on the
saying.
ship, they left Avon and Callie
Yep.
to mind the ship.
Yep.
So my question is, how is Travis and Severland getting to the planet before everyone?
Oh, there's going to
That
be
was
a
one of my two questions.
far bigger question next week.
One of my
I've got a
two
major
questions.
question to ask next week, but I'm not going to ask it just yet because it's a
So
spoiler.
apparently they got there in two separate ships because Travis has one go off into space to send a signal, which Avon realizes, hey, that's Travis's ship. Let's blow it up. Totally makes sense.
And does. He
Yeah.
says, I'm going to do a thing, and he does a thing.
And
He
it
does not
and
not
it makes
do a thing.
complete sense. If Travis is on board, boom, he's
Yes,
gone.
Quite right, too.
Problem, Travis isn't on board.
Just remember, in space, you can still hear Travis.
He can still be heard shouting, "Criminals!"
Rose, the word.
Yeah. So they find out Travis's ship has been blown up in space.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Which is
Blake's
useful,
team
right?
has been captured by the Space Vikings, and they desperately needed to teleport out. Except Avon was off.
Yeah,
blowing
he was
up
off blowing up Travis.
Travis, or who we thought was Travis. It wasn't.
It was a logical deduction.
It's a logical deduction, and I would have made the same deduction. Given the information, I would have blown it up too.
Exactly.
Cut out the middleman.
Yep.
Travis is dead. We can go home.
Hey, Blake, big surprise here.
Yeah. And then they find out Travis wasn't on the ship. Callie gets all pissed about this. So when Severland sends up another ship, this one with actual Travis on it to do pretty much the same thing, she won't help Avon blow up the ship because, no, we tried it once, it failed. So you blow up the next one.
That was my question number 2.
What the hell?
I think the problem you've got here is the plot.
Yeah, plot armor.
Yeah, very special plot armor.
Plot armor is protecting people. And I mean, why is Severlin even on the planet to begin with? I mean, she's sitting there lounging around
This
all
is the bit I
cat-like.
don't get. I mean, she sold Travis down the river. She keeps sort of saying, threatening him and saying, she'll destroy everything else like that. Yet they're still working together for Star One. It's
She's sitting, she's space slutting it up on the couch there.
Yeah.
She isn't making a play for the king. She isn't doing next to anything.
I think the last
Why
thing
is
she
she
says
in there?
is, what's it? Come to my quarters at 10:30 or something to discuss this. And that was the last thing we heard of her, I think.
Travis
No, you're
all
right.
but confesses his love to her and says, we could rule the galaxy together. And gets shot down hard. I mean, that was painful even
There's
to
only one
watch.
person good enough for Servalan, and that's Servalan.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's not a bunny.
did you enjoy it, boys?
No.
Well, Eddie hasn't gone yet.
Oh,
he,
have you not?
he needs to
Oh,
give
sorry, I
his
thought
review.
you had. I shut up.
No, I didn't like this.
All right, there we go then.
Part of the reason I didn't like it, again, just that I wasn't feeling very well, and it's the whole look and feel of it. And I suppose it was deliberate. It was grimy, it was dirty. There's old men with kind of festering effluent. It was just, at the time I was feeling quite sickly, and that didn't help. There was too many. That was my question. So in terms of trying to get to them. The other thing is, well, Travis goes away, right? Does Travis know where Star One is? Is Travis just gone and left Servalan there, or is he coming back? Because he does. There was just too many plot
Well, this
threads
leads
left
into my
hanging.
question next week. Okay.
Yeah, where's Travis?
Yeah. Next week's, like I say, is the end of Series 2. Series B, sorry. We're looking at Star One and, of course, Warship, the audio that follows directly on from it. In fact, there's a little bit of overlap, which is quite nice. So, freedom fighter or terrorist?
Imbecile.
Base bum.
Right, okay. If you know of any other space professions, please get in touch. Okay, we'll ask that again next week. This is when it becomes important. Yeah, it's a big one next week. All right. I'm not saying the production lives up to what it should be, but it is a big one.
I will say Avon had a very good point.
Which was?
If we find Star One, we could rule the Federation.
It's the whole point as well about power corrupting. Could it
Yeah.
corrupt Blake?
It was a beautiful point that he
Oh,
made.
yeah.
the
very
only
strong.
other thing I've got to say, I could sort of say this after you'd seen it, but I'm going to say it before. Imagine the Daleks being in it. That's all I'm going to say. More next week. Yeah. What are you up to next week, Brian?
Short week. I got tomorrow off
Oh, cool.
because today is National Treason Day.
Yeah. Like I say, don't have a problem with the whole independence thing. It's what you did to the tea. Crimes
It's
against
just-
tea. It's just not good. I'm sorry.
We have to get you to watch Mr. Roberts.
Probably
We
not.
really do.
What? I was going to say something. Oh, do you want to do any pew as you are off?
I may be up for some Pew. I did buy a bunch of books.
You did.
I'm trying to learn a new RPG. It's going slow because it's different from pretty
You're
much
getting
everything
old. You
else
Willie's
we've done.
weak. You're getting old. You Willie's weak.
Yeah. Well, not my will, just my brain.
Yep.
I'm getting set in my ways. It's not as elastic as it once was.
I
so
forget everything. I'm
not
terrible.
picking it up quite so fast as I should be. I've been trying to watch 3-hour playthroughs of the game to learn it. It's taking a while.
Well, there we go, boys and girls. You're witnessing the real-time deterioration of Brian. Tune in next week to see how well that's going. What are you doing next week, Eddie?
Oh, that's a typical week for me. Just work. And working up. My next time off is I get the 15th of July off, and that's for Sean's deferred graduation from his QMU.
Oh, wonderful.
So,
Wonderful.
yeah.
Oh,
So
cool.
his
Pictures.
graduation's a year late.
We want
Will
pictures,
do.
please.
Will do. I
Thank
will
you.
share.
We want
Pictures or
lots of
video
beer
or-
pong pictures.
Yeah.
But that's in the fortnight.
Has the
That's 2
dog
weeks
gone
ago.
into the thing again?
I've got, well, we'll say some shelves just here, about yay high. And Chestnut was asleep on it. So asleep that when he rolled over, he just went, way, thud, crash. Oh dear, how to steal the show without even being on camera.
Mention a cat's ass.
I'm hoping to go to Winchester this week, go and see Thomas, young Thomas.
Oh, it'd be nice.
It would be
Excellent.
nice. Like I say,
He's came and visited you a couple of times, hasn't he?
yes,
So
he
that'd be-
has, and I know his house is wonderful. He's got a lovely house where he lives with his dad. It's good. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be nice that I'm going out to him, like you say, rather than him catching trains, or whatever. So yeah, plus I get to drive. That's cool.
You know what?
Oh.
It's a testament, right? There's some things that Britain doesn't do good, but the Motability scheme is hats off to it. I mean, it's the fact that it gives
Yeah.
people freedom that they didn't have.
I
I
can
mean,
do things.
spot on.
It's wonderful. Plus, it's not killing me to try to get to the shops anymore.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
What was I going to say?
yeah, I saw you were at Sainsbury's. Not that I was spying or anything, but it was like the fact that you can go. You're not. You did. Just getting out of the house.
Oh yes, that's what I was going to say. I took Sinister down to Fleet Services, like I said, and just above where the lights are in the driver's cabin, there's a big red button with SOS on it, which if you push will direct you immediately to Hyundai's emergency thing. It's a big red button with SOS. And Sinister's there like this. No, down. Must push button.
Well, it's large and candy like. What did they expect?
Damn straight. Oh dear, that was very much a Father Dougal. Or of course, Arthur Dent. Do not push this button. What happens when you push it? Another light comes up saying, do not push this button again. Yeah. I enjoyed that. That was fun. I enjoyed that. I've enjoyed tonight. It's good. It's good to see you both. It really is. I've missed my boys. It's, yeah. We don't know where Dominic is. I know he's gone to Time Fracture for a second time. That's spur of the moment thing, I think, apparently.
Second time?
Yeah. Apparently it's only 45 quid. It's not 70 quid.
Ooh, much
So-
better.
Yeah, well, the trouble is it's about 2.5 hour thing, which is great. I mean, you're getting your money's worth. There's no two ways about that. It's just I'm a bit worried about the whole walking thing.
That reminds me, Retta, I still have a Murloc for you. somewhere. Yes, it does that. Probably not anymore
I'm
because
I hate
it's been
Murlocs. I
years.
utterly, totally
almost a decade.
hate Murlocs.
Possibly
There's
two
normally
decades.
something in a game I will fixate on and detest. In Star Wars Galaxies, it was Noonas. All right. In World of Warcraft, it's Murlocs. There's a great there's a great quest actually. We have to dress up as a Murloc in a big rubber suit with a zip down the middle and run around. Sorry. Unfortunately, they don't let you keep the suit. You
That
love
is a
Murlocs?
flaw.
Oh, Retta. How could you?
She does love them. I got her a stuffed one. It's in my closet.
Best sort
It
of
has
Murloc
been
stuffed.
for about 10 years.
think me and Ritter are cut from the same cloth. My first job, I worked in a store called Abuman once in Glasgow. It doesn't exist anymore.
I have a fly.
And they put me in the toy basement, and it had all these toys that when you clapped and stuff that would come to life. Oh, I was every morning, and it was like, can you stop doing it? Of course, sorry, I won't do that again. I couldn't help myself. They quickly moved me from that department and put me on the tills. You want to place buttons? You can press these buttons. So that was me on the tills.
Yeah, but that's a sit-down job.
Short time that I was left.
Sit-down job.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
exactly.
fine.
Get to meet people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and get to see
To be
what's
yelled at
they
by
buy.
people who you really don't care about their pissant little problems.
Did you meet anyone called Karen?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
might have.
Jess's
I
new
might
thing.
have. I never asked their names.
Brian, sorry.
That's Jess's new thing. She's watching Karen videos on YouTube.
Right.
Oh no, these are
okay.
good. These are good. These are like Karen's talking to police. And you're just
I
sitting
have
there
no
like,
idea what he's talking about.
tase him. Tase him. Tase him. Just tase him already.
But most Karens are white, so they won't get tasered.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say something.
There were a couple that got arrested, but not tased. I was very
Oh, can I just say, me and Angela watched Slim and Queen last night.
Thank you very
What a film! What a film! I really just enjoyed that. That was classic. Loved it.
Fair enough. Another recommendation here from the Flashing Blade.
Oh, that new movie, The Tomorrow War. It's
Oh,
out on Amazon.
Righty-ho.
Amazon.
Very good. I liked it a lot.
That gives me something
It
to
really
watch. Good.
strung at the heartstrings. It didn't quite hit the right heartstrings, you know. There could have been a little bit more that could have been said, but it's really good.
Let us watch it.
You watch it.
Well,
Go
I'm going
ahead.
to watch it. Yeah, exactly. I don't want my enjoyment coloured by somebody else's views. So why people watch this nonsense, I've no idea. Yes, Angela. Yeah, Ange. She's starting to drift into the realms of Mrs. Mannering or Maris. Which means
You'll
we
get to
are,
meet her.
which means we are going to have to start coming up with lines. It's a case of, oh, Ange's not with you. No. Said she couldn't be seen without her. You know, that sort of thing. I completely ran out of words I was going to say.
I'll give it thoughts. Yes.
Yeah. Right, good. You're
Yeah.
bored, are you? You're bored, Retta. Thank you very much.
No.
indeed.
She's
1
watching
hour
hilarious-
22 of our prime, pristine broadcasting, and you're bored.
Discussions of my fictitious wife is obviously boring. Me and my
Apparently.
fictitious wife take offence to that. Yes, absolutely.
Please don't mention fence.
We are taking the piss out of you, Retta. We understand that you're bored when you watch the Karen videos.
I think someone's typing in haste there. Looking
Yeah.
at what was just typed. I mean, that's almost worthy of my phone typing. It's bizarre. Even though I've got a brand new phone, at the same time, the same ridiculous typos keep happening. I thought they'd have fixed that.
Oh, I've got a story for off air
phone
this
saying
week
typos?
around that. I'm not talking about it and getting it recorded, but
Okay.
it was
Boy.
it was an office moment. No, the sitcom office moment, and it was like, no, I'll tell you after.
Oh, that's good.
I'll tell you
If you want to know what
I know
it was
those.
Eddie was going to say, money in the usual brown envelope at King's Cross, please. Thank you very much.
I'll usually be paying it because I'll be at a job.
No, we won't
Hey,
do that then.
I have never once said ducking in my life. All right.
What?
Retta types words that she doesn't even mean to. I've never once meant to type ducking in my life.
Ah, righty-ho. Context, you see. It works wonders.
Contact.
It does. Context.
is overrated.
Context. It lifts and separates. Quite
Hey,
so.
hey, you leave them out of this.
Is she or isn't she? Righty-ho. God, sexist 70s adverts.
Oh. Forget Sex to 70 adverts. I'm expecting that in the next Doom Watch.
Oh, I've got to upload that for you as well. Not that we do that. It's the only way they can find it. So, yeah. Next week,
Yeah,
so next week should
exactly.
be good. We've got Genesis of the Daleks. We have a double header of Blake 7, Star 1 and Warship. And we've got the Doom Watch episode, The Battery People.
No Duracell bunnies.
The
Not
one
happy.
problem with my battery car, see what I've done there, is it doesn't really have a front grille at all. It's just smooth plastic. The bug splatterage on it is remarkable.
Yeah. It's primetime bug season.
Oh dear. I mean, she's brand
Yeah,
new.
the
Yeah, I
anthers are
already
waiting.
feel like I need to take her into the car wash. I can't
Yeah,
do it
the
by
ants are
hand.
flying in the northern hemisphere. Did you just realize that it went out a while ago?
If I said no, what are the chances of me getting away with it?
Very slim. Very slim.
The only thing about me that is, if I'm honest, thank you for nodding there. That was kind.
I'm
You know,
just
be
agreeing.
kind to an old foolish woman. Why don't you? It's, you know.
I mean, we did ruin your tea.
haven't had. Well, you did. Yes, sorry. I thought tea there for a moment. I thought you meant food. You see, because tea is tea.
Yeah. Tea.
But you don't ruin someone's tea either. But yes.
Well, you know, we put it in Boston Harbor. That's ruining it enough. No, I have no people skills after 4:30 weekdays and never on weekends.
So much explained right there, boys and girls. That's all I'm saying.
I can fake it, but only for so long.
Do not go there, Siobhan. Do not go there. Right. I think we'd better go away. Hadn't we? Do you want to say goodbye?
Probably safer.
Yeah. Do you want to say goodbye?
Oh, goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah, exactly. We're going now. There will be this is going onto YouTube. Just put Bibble Thruster into the search bar. It's spelled like it
And
sounds.
don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you're up to date.
It doesn't happen.
I know. Nobody
I-
listens.
No, we get no feedback. It's
Yeah, I know.
well, there we go. Nobody.
I
loves
try
us.
to
Nobody
feedback
cares.
videos.
Yeah, but it's not really
It's-
for us to
that-
give the
that's why I take
feedbacks
that.
to, is it?
Well, you know, if nobody else is feeding back, somebody's got feedback. So if you see in the comments something, say something.
No, I couldn't. Self-praise is no praise at all. Nah, there we go. You've learnt something tonight. In fact, you've learnt a lot tonight. We've been very educational.
We have.
We have tonight. It's been wonderful.
We've gone from science to history to
Yep. Hey, let's do one last thing. Alexa, do aliens exist?
So far, there has been no proof that alien life exists, but the universe is a very big place.
Please tell me you heard that. Otherwise, I'm going to look very silly indeed.
That was
I'm sorry,
crystal
was Alexa
clear.
talking?
Oh, I'm going to slap you, boy. I'm going to slap you right down.
This is why I'm on the other side of the ocean.
Damn
Just saying.
straight.
Yeah, and I'm on this side, so I know better.
Oh, come on. There's a
And she's
wall.
got transport. She's got transport now.
Poor Eddie just suffers the feedback, the fallout of all my.
Seriously, to charge the rough equivalent of half a tank of petrol. How much half a tank of petrol cost you, Eddie?
She knows where I live, Brian. She knows where I live.
How much does half a tank of petrol cost you?
Half a tank of petrol, about 30 quid.
Right. The rough equivalent, battery charge, 12 quid.
Yeah, so it's half the price. Less than half the price.
Really, a full tank
And-
of petrol gas
ha-
costs you
half.
30 bucks?
Half a tank.
Half a tank
Half
costs
a
you
tank.
We're
It's
not
for-
in love
for
with
me
the
to
car
fill
like
up-
you lot.
See, for
Mine-
me, to
But you
mine-
fill
need
up
the
for,
car, to be fair.
for me to fill up Jack's car, £60.
For me to
£60.
fill up totally, it's like $30.
Hi, Jess. Sorry, I've just seen she's there.
Yeah, it's a bit right with
Yeah,
double.
yeah.
Yeah. So, I think we can call that a show, can't we? Can we call that a show?
Can we
We can
call
call
it
it something. I can't
It's
count
something. I'm not sure we can call it a show.
Monique? Should we call it Monique?
Let's call it a happening. It was a happening.
Look, this existed, all right? In a similar sense to that Doomwatch episode, it existed. This
Yeah,
is
if
us
you call
basically
it
trying to get
happening,
out
there's
of the
just-
show, yet at the same time not wanting to leave.
Excuse me. We pride ourselves on our amateurism and our lack of professionalism, but we were nowhere near as bad as that last episode of Doomwatch.
Oh God, no.
Oh God, that's harsh. That's harsh. Ooh.
Well, to be
There-
fair, if we
there's
did
an
call
abuse
it a
for you.
happening, the trees would be trying to kill us right now.
I'm trying to remember which one the battery people is, and I think I know. And if it is the one I think it is, I can't wait to see your reaction. I
Oh
really
Jesus!
can't.
I'm gonna watch this at work. You know that, right? This is gonna color my entire day.
If it's the one I
Good
think
point
it
of
is,
watching
you
them
won't
last.
look at fish in the same way.
Wow.
That's all I'm going to say.
I was never a big fan of Marillion.
I have sushi
sorry,
every
bad
day at
joke.
lunch.
The first side of the album Misplaced Childhood is bloody brilliant. It speaks to me. You see, it speaks. Shall we go away now, please?
Yeah, go. Yeah.
We're going
You
now.
said goodbye already. Why are we still
I
here?
don't know. Reaction
Why is
on
anybody
Wednesday.
still here?
We're looking at School Reunion. At some stage, there'll be a Genesis of the Dalek Singing and Sinister. There's the role playing, which will be up on Saturday night. And then there's tomorrow. No, next Sunday. That's right, it's the week's time, isn't it? Show. Bye.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. They're well worth fighting for.